Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. We are on verses number 221 onwards. Jalam Ghatam Tadarkavimbam Vihaya Sarvam Virikshaterkaha Tatastha Etat Tritayavamhasakaha Swayam Prakasho Vidusha Yatha Tatha. We are trying to understand how the illusory, the virtual self is superimposed on the actual self, and for that these examples are given. Like the pot and water in the pot and the reflection of the sun in the pot, water. So if we want to see the original sun, we have to give up the pot, we have to give up the waters, we have to give up the reflections. Then the original sun can be seen. Exactly the same way. Deham dhyam chit pratibimba metam. Body is the pot. Dhya buddhi is the waters. And chit pratibimba, reflection of consciousness is chidabhasa. Visrujya buddho nihitam guhayam. Then giving up all the three. And then as the substratum of all these things, drashtaram atmanam akhanda bodham sarva prakasham sat asad vilakshanam. Then come to discover the self which is other than existence and non-existence. Nityam vibhum sarvagatam susukshmam antarbahir shunyamanan namatmanaha vidnyaya samyak nijarupametat puman vimatma virajo vimrutyuhu. I think yesterday we came here. So this reality that we are now focusing on is this Nityam, eternal, Vibhum, all-pervading, Sarvagatam, everything is included in that. Susukshmam, it is subtler than the subtlest. Meaning, what is the subtlest and what is the meaning of subtle? More the attribute, gross it is. Less the attributes, less gross it is. And no attributes, it is subtlest. So the earth, 5 attributes, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Water only 4, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa. Fire only 3, Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa. Air only 2, Shabda, Sparsha. Space only 1, Shabda. And where is the space? Space is nothing but is a imagination in the mind. So mind doesn't have any of the 5 attributes. Mind doesn't have the Sparsha, Shabda, etc., etc. So mind is the subtlest. And what is the mind? Mind is the expression of the life. And what is the life? Life is a manifestation of consciousness. See? Susukshmam, extremely subtle. Susukshmam, then antarbahir shunyam. Now this is the most important part. See? Unless this will click one day by God's grace, it will be just struggling under the disguise of spirituality. See? Like the space is outside the house, inside the house. Therefore, the house is in the space. Inside, outside is only imagination because of the walls. Same principle holds good to us. The body is in the mind, but our present understanding is, I am inside the body. So our identification with the mind is based on the body identification. If we are little bit wise enough to understand that anything which is included in the mind, that alone exists for us. That which is not included in the mind doesn't exist for us. And therefore, objects are outside, they are included in the mind. And knower, I know, this I is also in the mind. So the inside I and outside object, not I, both of them are only in the mind. So the mind is creating an illusion of inside and outside. And therefore, when the mind is transcended as in deep sleep, the concept of inside and outside disappears. And therefore, the concept of knower known desirer and desired, everything disappears. Antarbahir shunyam ananyam atmanaha, and therefore it is one with absolute. This one has to understand Vidnyaya, having experience, samyak nijarupa metat. This is what exactly the meaning of the self. Therefore, self has to be recognized as formless, attributeless, divisionless, one without a second. So Vidnyaya samyak rupa nijarupa metat puman vipapma virajo vimrutyuho. Then the seeker of the truth is liberated from all the sins. And what are the sins? Sins is not recognizing one's own divinity is the sin. Then virajaha, free from all the misgivings, and therefore he attains immortality. This is how the truth has to be recognized. Not the way the student asked the question, if Panchakoshas are rejected, nothing remains. How can you say nothing remains? Even that nothing has to be known. Therefore, Vishoka Ananda Gano Vipaschita Swayam Kutaschinna Bibheti Kaschita Nanyosti Pantha Bhavavandha Muktehe Vina Swamat Swatattvam Avagamam Mukshoho. See? Vishoka Ananda Ghana Vipaschit, the wise seeker, when he recognizes the truth, what happens? First Vishokaha, all the regret, frustration of life is gone. Ananda Ghanaha, he has attained absolute bliss. So it is not happiness born out of something. It is uncreated happiness, causeless, therefore Ananda Ghana. Then Swayam Kutaschinna Biveti Kaschit, and because there is no sense of otherness, there cannot be any fear, and there will not be any fear created for others because the otherness is not accepted. And Nanyosti Pantha Bhavavanda Muktehe Vina. So without this, there is no way to get out of the relative world. Therefore, Swatattva Avagamam Vina. Unless we come to know our essential nature, this mumukshu, the seeker of the truth, will never be liberated from the relative world. And therefore, according to Vedanta, freedom, liberation, moksha is freedom from the wrong notions without creating new notions. See, I am intelligent, I am dull, I am rich, I am poor. These are notions. But I am is not a notion. See, it is a nose ring, it is a ear ring, it is a leg ring. These are the notions superimposed on the gold. But calling the gold as a gold is not the notion. See, Aham Dehosmi is a thought. Aham Brahmasmi is not a thought. It is Anubhav. See, friend, the more we become subtle in our understanding, therefore, Vina Swatattva Avagamam, knowing oneself not to be the relative one, the absolute one, is the only way to get out of the relative world. Now, Brahma Abhinna Vijnanam Bhavu Mokshasya Karanam Yena Advitiyam Anandam Brahma Sampadhyate Budhaihi. Budhaihi, by the wise seeker of truth. Brahma Abhinna Vijnanam. See, we are not other than Paramatma. Now why we have become other? Because we are associated with the limitations. And limitations are time, space and object. And three limitations are imposed on the infinite by way of identification with the body. The body has got a shape, space, body has got a date of birth, time, and body has got a weight, vastu, the object. See, when we are going away from the earth towards this moon, we start losing our weight. So what is the weight? See, friends, weight is nothing but the magnetic field. And as we go away from the magnetic field, where the weight has gone? Think about it. See? There was one very huge fat lady, and the doctor said, according to your height, your weight is more. She said, no, I think I am born on a wrong planet. I should have been born on the moon, then I would have been all right. See? The weight belongs to the magnetic field, not to us. What will happen? Worry about weight will disappear. As a result, body identification will be reduced. See? Therefore, Brahma Abhinna Vijnanam. We have to give up all things associated with the body. Now, what are associated with the body? This verse I repeated number of times. Nirmana moha jita sanga dosha adhyatma nitya vinivritta kama dvandvair vimukta sukha dukkha sanjaihi gachanti amudhaha. Such people attain freedom from foolishness. Which are the 5 things? Nirmana moha, freedom from the delusion that I am the body. Jita sanga dosha, no association with the prakriti, matter, the possessions and relations. Jita sanga dosha, adhyatma nitya, ever focus on the truth and the quality of the mind while interacting with the world. Vinivritta kama, see that we are not entertaining desires incessantly. Dvandvair vimuktaha, we have no complaints, we accept the world as it is because we know now that the world is made up of the complementary opposites. There is nothing like absolute good or absolute bad. There is nothing like absolute health and absolute disease. No. Everything is in relation to other. And in this manner, he who has understood this, Gachanti Amudaha, he has gone beyond the impact of foolishness. Tat Avyayam Padam. They alone can attain the supreme reality. This is what is meant here. Brahma Abhinna Vijnanam, Abhinnatva Vijnanam, Brahma Bhava Mokshasya Karanam. Then only we are liberated from Bhava Moksha, liberated from the Bhava, the relative world, becoming this or that. And Yena Advitiyam Anandam, Brahma Sampadhyate Budhaihi. And by this only Advitiya Ananda, the bliss, uncreated bliss, the infinite bliss, the uncorrupted bliss, the causeless bliss, is Sampadhyate, is attained by this real, this seeker of truth. Brahma bhutastu sansrute vidvan avartate puna Vijnatavyamata samyak Brahma abhinnatvam atmanaha. So Brahma bhutastu, he who has thus attained oneness with the Brahman, Brahma bhutastu. Now see, this word also comes in Bhagavad Gita. Brahma bhuta prasannatma na shochati na kankshati. See, this is how these books, Prakaran Granthas, they introduce us to the original text. And many times it happens because if we have studied this first and they study Gita, then we say, Hare, this is brought from Vivekachoodamani. Bhagavan Sri Krishna has taken it from Vivekachoodamani. No. This is just introduction to those words from the scriptures. Brahma bhutastu sansruttehi vidvan na avartate puna. The one who has attained oneness with the Absolute, such a wise person, he is no more again subjected to the pains of transmigration again and again. Ataha Vijnatavyam. Therefore, what is worthy of knowing? Samyak Brahma Abhinnatvam Atmanaha. One has to come to discover this oneness with the Absolute Self that we are. If the mind is disturbed, try whatever way it can be, it has to be cooled a little bit. So do some physical work, chant something, read something, chant Lord's name, do pranayam. All of them only aimed at little bit cooling, quietening the mind. And after that is done, then you start working on this. What it is like being the space. This we can contemplate only if the mind is relatively quiet. If the mind is disturbed because of, oh God, again I had to wash the clothes, and again I had to clean the house, and again I had to cook, such a disgusted mind is not qualified. So that way, whatever is to be done, do it, and see that the mind is little bit available to us. So, ataha vidnyatam samyak brahma abhinnatva atmanaha. We have to recognize this, that like the body is in the space, so also the thoughts are in the mind, and so also in the conscious space, Chidakasha, the whole world is there. And this Chidakasha is my essential nature. So, Brahma Bhutastu Sansrute Vidvanavartate Puna Vidnyatamata Samyak Brahma Abhinnatva Atmana Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Vishuddham Param Satasiddham Nityananda Karasam Pratyak Abhiddham Nirantaram Jayati. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam. Taittiriya Upanishad. See, when we will read that, then we will come to know, oh, it is already there in Vivekachoodamani. So that which is Satyam, that which is Jnanam, and therefore it is infinite, it is one without a second. Because Satya, Sat and the Chit are not two, they are one and the same. So therefore it is Anantam, it is infinite, it is not divided. In our experiences, Satyam is the object and Jnanam is our knowledge. So when I am looking at an object, I know this is a glass, then the glass is an object of knowledge and I know it is a glass, I am the knower of the object. So there is a division. Ananta, it is not Ananta, it is Anta. I end only with myself and the glass ends with itself, so they are separate from each other. But when both of them are merged in one, then it is Ananta. They are not conditioning one with other. See? Understand this very simple point. The son is not the husband is not the father is not the son is not the brother. See? Again and again when we thus understand, so we will understand ultimately it is the same man who has become the son, who has become the father, who has become the husband. So these three, the son, husband and the father, they are superimposed on the infinite. So the man is the Ananta, infinite, undivided, and because of the relationship, it appears as if they are separate from each other. This is the meaning. Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. Then Vishuddham Param Swatasiddham, and immaculate Vishuddham. There is no impurity of otherness. And Swataha Siddham, it is self-established. There is no need for anybody to authenticate whether I am or I am not. Swata Siddham, and how it is Nitya Ananda Ekarasam Pratyak Abhinnam Nirantaram. See, one word goes on adding to the next. Nityam, eternal, beyond the limitation of time. Ananda is the infinite or blissful. Then Ekarasam, it is one, and Ekarasam, therefore there is no cause in that. It is a causeless bliss. And Pratyak Abhinnam, and it is not objectively to be understood conceptually, but it is one's essential divine nature. Nirantaram Jayati, that alone is the absolute reality which is meant to be our essential nature, and he who thus gets established in that, he alone has fulfilled his life. Nirantaram Jayati. Now we take to the next topic, how the world is Brahman and Brahman has been indicated as the world. Sadidam paramadvaitam swasmad anyasya vastunaha abhavad nahi anyadasti kinchit samyak paramartha tattvabodhehi. Yat sat idam param advaitam. This reality, idam sat, this absolute reality, param advaitam. So the whole world is nothing but, so idam is the world. Sat means the absolute reality. So idam sat, this world is essentially Brahman and Parama Advaitam, and there is no duality in this. And Swasmad Anyasya Vastunaha Abhavad, because nothing can be established to exist unless it is known by me or unless it is included in the definition of me or I. If I is not there, the world has no existence. See? If the man is not there, the son has no existence. If the man is not there, the husband has no existence. See, friends. So the reality is the man, and the son, the husband, the father, they are superimposed on the man through the conditioning. So also, idam paramadvaitam sat. All this is seen, known objectively, is nothing but supreme reality, because swasmad anyasya vastunaha abhavat. Nothing can exist apart from me, apart from I. Nahi anyadasti kinchit. See, nothing can ever exist as other than the self. Kinchit samyak paramartha tattva bodhehi. And when we come to discover perfectly, correctly, what is the meaning of the absolute reality, paramartha bodha, then we come to know that everything is me only. Like the left hand is me, the right hand is me. The nose is me, the back is me. The legs are me, the stomach is me. I have no doubt about it. Therefore, there is no fighting among them. Legs do not fight with the hand. All the time you are nicely having good food and all that, and I have to walk in the mud. No, because everywhere there is but one reality. Therefore, yadidam sakalam vishvam nana rupam pratitam ajnanat tat sarvam brahmaiva pratyasta shesha bhavana dosham. Yadidam sakalam vishvam. The whole world, which is seen objectively, nana rupam, and multiplicity, pratitam ajnanat, because of the incompleteness in the knowledge. See? Tat sarve brahma eva. Now be attentive. The examples, when they are given, all the clay pots are nothing but the clay, all the ornaments are nothing but the gold. In this understanding, we don't have to struggle, but when we come across the world, it is so distinctly different, because there are movements, there are no movements, there is inertness, there is sentiency. See, there are human beings, there are animals. So how all that can be one? See, here we have to be very clear that unless I is there, nothing exists. So everything is existing in me. See, all the colors and forms are existing in the vision. All the sense organs are existing in the mind. The mind and its modifications are existing in the intellect. From intellect downwards, there are differences. But when we transcend the intellect is nothing but existing in the life. So life-wise, we are all one. See? And therefore, wise people, they do not talk of differences, they do not support differences, they do not establish differences, they establish oneness. And therefore, it is said in our scriptures, when you give food to the hungry person, God is pleased. Means what? Then you have reached the life principle. You have gone beyond the intellect, beyond the individuality. This is the reason when we give somebody, why we feel happy? Because we have transcended the individuality, we are ready to share. See? So the happiness in sharing is the divine happiness. And the happiness in getting something is the happiness at below the level of the intellect. So as somebody is happy. See, friend, these are the very basic points to be understood. So yadidam sakalam vishwam nana rupam pratitam ajnanat, because of the limitations of our knowledge. The limitation is, I am body is not the problem. only this body I am, that body I am not, the problem begins. See? As we have no logic, justification, possibility to prove that I can be this body as well as I can be that body. So if we do not accept that body as me, we should not accept this body as also me. Or the other way around. If I am accepting this body as me, nothing wrong, then accept everybody as me. Then love for everybody will be natural. Then such a person will not fall in love. See? So yadidam sakalam vishwam nana rupam pratitam ajnanat is because of the limitation of the knowledge that we imagine we are separate from others. Tat sarvam brahmaiva. That all thing is nothing but only the Supreme Self. It is undivided, flawless Brahman. Tat sarvam brahmaiva prati asta ashesha bhavana dosham. Because all the differences are only bhavana dosham. Only we go on imagining this is like that is like that, but truth is totally different. See? Now here example is given. Mrutkarya bhutopi mrudona bhinna kumbhosti sarvatra tu mrutsvarupan na kumbha rupam prutagasti kumbha kuto mrusha kalpita nama matraha. Mrutkarya, the effect of the clay is na mrudo bhinnaha, is not different from the clay. Kumbhosti sarvatra tu mruda swarupan. Wherever you are touching the pot, you are touching the clay only. Na kumbha rupam prutagasti kumbha. Now the shape of the form is not separate from the pot. Therefore, kuto mrusha kalpita nama matram. And therefore, it is only the clay and pot is nama matram. Only for the sake of name, it is only imagined. So, pot is an imagined object, the clay is the truth. Now, continuing further. Kenapi mrudbhinnataya swarupam ghatasya sandarshetum na shakyate ato ghataha kalpita eva mohar mrudeva satyam paramartha bhutam. None can establish the pot to be separate from the clay, and ghatasya sandarshetum na shakyate. Nobody can achieve this, to separate the pot from the clay. In the same way, ataha ghataha kalpita eva mohat. Therefore, the name and the form of the pot is imagined, superimposed on the clay. Mrudeva satyam paramartha bhutam. Therefore, the clay is the reality and not the pot. This thought comes from the Chandogya Upanishad. So, if this example I gave you just now, it is easier to understand. Clay is clay and pot is also clay. But when we see this world, it is so variety. A good person is also Paramatma, bad person is also Paramatma. How it is possible? See, birth is Paramatma, death is also Paramatma. See friends, it is here we require special understanding. Sad Brahma Karyam Sakalam Sadaiva Tanmatra Metanna Tadonyadasti Astiti yovakti na tasya moho vinirgato nidrita jalpavata. See? Sad Brahma Karyam Sakalam Sadaiva. Now in place of the clay, now you keep not consciousness, keep existence. Then it will become very clear. With the moment we say consciousness, immediately division comes. Consciousness, inertness. See? But when it comes to existence, then whether it is a stone is, man is, the movement is, there is no movement, health is, disease is, birth is, death is. So everything is superimposed on the existence. Therefore, existence, like the clay supporting all the parts, in the same manner, everything in this world is only existence, and therefore you can never experience anything as non-existence, including the non-existence. See, don't we say that, Guptaji, you are present by you are conspicuous by your absence. That means you did not come. Everybody noticed that. So the absence of Guptaji was known. See how simple it is. Therefore, Sad Brahma Karyam Sakalam Sadaiva. Therefore, everything is superimposed on the pure existence. See, friends, whether it is the existence of the pot or the clay, it is the existence. Whether it is the existence of the water or the wave, it is the existence. Therefore, Satkaryam, Sad Brahma Karyam Sakalam Sadaiva Tasman Tanmatram Edanna Tado Tatonyadasti. Therefore, everything is Brahman, the Satyam, Jnanam, Anantam, Brahma. Astiti yo vaktina tasya moho vinirgataha. And those who say, no, the world is independent of the Brahman, then he is still deluded. Tasya mohaha na vinirgataha. Nidritavat prajalpaha. Then he is talking in sleep. Like a person who is in sleep keeps on talking. We have no understanding what he is talking, to whom he is talking. See? Therefore, Brahmai Vedam Vishwamityam Ityeva Vani Shrauti Brute Atharvanishta Varishta Tasmad Etad Brahma Matram Hi Vishwam Nadishtanad Binna Aropitasya. Therefore, Atharva Shruti Mundakopanishad tells Brahma Eva Idam Vishwam. Everything is the Brahman alone. See? I am Atma Brahma. Everything is Brahma. Brahma Eva Idam Vishwam. And that is what we are told in our scriptures. See God in everything. Stones, there is God. Trees, there is God. Rivers, there is God. Mountains, there is God. No problem. See? Therefore, Brahma eva idam Vishwam. Everything is Paramatma. And when we recognize, even theoretically, everything is Paramatma, we can never have disrespect or disgust feeling towards anything or anybody in this world. See? Brahma Vedam Vishwamityeva Vani Shrauti. The Shruti Vakya tells, and Atharvanishta Varishta Tasman Etad Brahma Matram Hi Vishwam. But who will accept this? Those who have accepted Upanishad as the ultimate knowledge. But those who are allergic to anything else except their small little pocket book, they can never understand, and for them hatred and disliking is the only foundation of their life. Therefore, those who are following this Vedic knowledge, they can never hate anybody, they can never disown anybody. See? Therefore, this secularism is possible only in India, not anywhere else. Because the foundation is this. There is no hatred. There is no that we are superior than you. It is not there at all. Tasmad etad Brahma Matram Hi Vishwam Na Adhishthanaat Bhinna Aropitasya. Therefore, the clay has to be there in every pot, and a pot cannot be separate from the clay in the same manner. All the superimposed objectivity is nothing but Paramatma. Remove the superimposed objectivity, the Paramatma is revealed. So when the superimposed objectivity is taken as real, then it is called as Jagat. But when the superimposed objectivity is negated through wisdom, it is called as Brahman. See, friends. So, reality is, he is a man. But he is recognized as a son, he is recognized as a husband, he is recognized as a father. See? You all must have experienced this. When the children are small, What is the recognition? Oh, he is the son of Mr. Murthy. See? And then their son has become big. And now Mr. Murthy goes to his place. Then he is introduced. He is the father of Mr. Murthy. Immediately position changes. See? Therefore, the one reality alone is appearing as many on account of the superimposed. Tasmad etat brahma matram me vishvam na adhishtanat bhinna aropitasya satyam yadi sya jagade dadatmanoho anantatva hanir nigam apramanata asatyavaditvam abhishitu syat trayan naitatrayam sadhu hitam mahatmanam. If we consider the world as real, then we are denying the established truth according to scriptures. See? If we consider the world is real, then all the limitations, the three limitations will be imposed on the truth. That the truth is infinite, this will be negated because you are taking the world as the real, so there will be two realities. And thereafter, the second thing will be, the scriptures will become unacceptable. So it is not accepted to us. Scriptures are the ultimate authority, and God, even Bhagavan Sri Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyakta murtina, that will be also negated, and this is not ishtam. Na etatrayam sadhu hitam mahatmanam. So this is not accepted. This kind of logic which is not in tune with the divine authority is not accepted. Ishvaro vastu tatvajna na chaham tesho vastitaha na chamastane bhutani iti evam vyachiklupat. In the ninth chapter, Bhagavan says these words. Maya tatamidam sarvam jagadavyakta murtina mastani sarva bhutani na chaham tesho vastitaha na chamastane bhutani pashyame yogameshwaram. These words of Bhagavan Krishna in the scriptures, Bhagavad Gita, will be negated and it is not real. We should not accept the world as other than Paramatma. So if you just understand this way, when we are looking at the ornaments and call it gold, then we are jewelers. But when we are looking at the gold and we call it as ornament, then we are the customers. In the same manner, when we are looking at the world and call it as Paramatma, we are the Mahatmas. And if we are looking at the people and we call them as different from each other, they are not divine, then we are the Rakshasas. Therefore, Yadi Satyam Bhaved Vishwam Sushupto Upalabhyatam. If the world is real, it should be available to us during the deep sleep. Yanna upalabhyate kinchit ataha asat swapnavan rusha, and therefore in the deep sleep this is not available, and therefore it cannot be real. It is only the Brahman that is real. Meaning what? Look at the world and know it to be Brahman. But what is happening? We are looking at the Brahman and calling it as the world. We are looking at the ocean, we call it as the waves. We are looking at the water, call it as the ocean. So what we are doing unknowingly? We are abusing the water by two names. One name is the ocean and the second name is the wave. See? So when we abuse somebody, we are punished. In the same manner, we are looking at the Paramatma, but we call it as the world. We are ourselves divine, but we call ourselves to be the Jiva. This is the highest sin. And the Paramatma is not other than us, but we push him parokshatva, separate from us. Therefore, parichinnata for the Jiva and pratyakshata for the Jagat and parokshata for the Ishvara. These three impurities put together is called as the Mahapapa, highest sin. See friends, therefore the one reality alone with the superimposition of names and forms is called as Jagat. with the limitation of Panchakoshas called Jiva, with the conditioning of Maya called Ishvara. Ishvara is Paroksha, we are not seen, we have only heard. Jagat is name and the form, Nama Rupa, and ourselves we are the body, prana, mind, etc. These three impurities are creating the illusion of this world, Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara. Therefore, to understand this, all of them, Jagat and the Ishvara, they are based on I. So, if the world is real, it should be available in deep sleep. It is not, because it is not real. So, Sapnavad Mrusha. So, like we don't accept the dream as real because it is not available all the time, exactly the same way. Ataha pruthak nasti jagat paratmanaha pruthak pratitistu mrusha gunadivata aropitasyasti kimarthavatta adhishtanam abhati tatha brahmena. Ataha pruthak nasti jagat paratmanaha. Therefore, the world is not other than Paramatma. Pruthak pratitistu mrusha gunadivat. And the otherness is like the gunadivat. Means what? The sweetness of the sugar. Can you separate it? The heat of the fire. Can we separate it? No. Mrusha. So also the world appears to be separate from the Paramatma is exactly the same way, like the sweetness is separated from the sugar or the heat is separated from the fire. It cannot be. Therefore, it is the fire itself which is hot, it is the sugar itself which is sweet, it is the Paramatma itself who is the world. See? Aropitasyasti kimarthavatta. So if whatever is superimposed, can it have a real existence? See? Like the son, is he real? Like the husband, is he real? It cannot be. Aropitasyasti kimarthavatta adhishtanam abhati tatha brahmena. But out of delusion only, the same man is called as the son, the husband and the father. In the same manner, the same Paramatma is called as the world, the Jiva and the Ishvara. See how important it is. Bhrantasya yadvad bhramata pratītam brahmaiva tat rajatam hi shuktihi idantaya brahma sadaiva rupyate tvaropitam brahmani nama matram. Bhrantasya yad brahma ataha pratītam. Therefore, a deluded is seeing what is shown through the delusion as an illusion, and Brahma eva, actually he is looking at the Brahman but calling it as the world. Tad rajatam hi shuktihi, like the shell on the seaside when it is shining with a proper angle of the sunlight falling, it appears that it is some silver piece and we go to collect it. We think it is some coin has fallen, we go and collect it, but it is not. In the same manner, idam taya brahmaya sadaiva rupyate. In the same manner, this world is objectified and essentially it is Brahman alone. Aropitam brahmani nama matram. And therefore, this one reality alone is superimposed with the name and the form, and we are calling the Paramatma as the world. See how important it is. Now all these things are told in simple words in our day-to-day scriptures, where it is said, see God in everything. Like where is the gold? What is the address of the gold? Oh, address. Address of the gold is every ornament. See? Because where is our attention? Our attention is on the ornaments. Where is God? God is everywhere. Everywhere means in every time, in every place, in every object. Every object means stone, yes. Trees, yes. Rivers, yes. Mountains, yes. Human beings, yes. Animals, yes. See? No problem. The more we become aware of this fact, then only the things can be understood properly. Therefore, this Brahma is now further elaborated. Ataha param brahma sadadvitiyam vishuddha vijnana ganam niranjanam prashanta madhyanta vihinam akriyam nirantarananda rasaswarupam. Ataha, this being so, whatever we have studied so far, ataha param brahma sad advitiyam. The supreme reality is pure existence. See, Sat and Advitiyam. And there are not two Sat. See, there is only one existence. And therefore, stone is, man is. See, health is, disease is. Victory is, defeat is. No problem. So, this Sat or existence cannot be two. Ataha param Sat Brahma Sat Advitiyam. Then Vishuddha Vijnana Ghanam Niranjanam. And this is Vishuddha Vijnanam. Vishuddha Vijnanam is what? When a person is able to see the gold in the different ornaments and doesn't get carried away by the variety of the names and the forms of the ornaments, he has the Vishuddha Vijnanam of the gold. That means perception of the duality or multiplicity doesn't have any impact on the jeweler. His attention is on the gold. Exactly the same way. The wise person, he who is living in this world, seeing in and through the relativity, but he is never going away from the absolute. Therefore, Vishuddha Vijnana Ghanam is solid reality, Niranjanam, unpolluted by anything. Whether you make Rama out of the gold or Ravana out of the gold, gold doesn't get polluted, and therefore Prashanta Madhyanta Vihinam Akriyam. So that is Prashanta. This Prashanta is a very important word. Shanti, Ashanti we understand. Prashanti we have to practice. See? Like any noise, cut, Ashanti. Their noise has gone, Shanti. See? Prashanti is what? Presence or absence of the Shanti doesn't make any difference. See? Now this example which I am repeatedly giving, one day it should click. When I am seeing red color or yellow color, it makes no difference to the vision. Similarly, sounds or no sounds, it makes no difference to the ears. Whether it is waking dream or deep sleep, it makes no difference to the pure conscious existence. Now what sadhana the person has to do to practice this, their colors do not influence the vision? No sadhana. Then come to realize that the vision is not against anything, supports everything, all colors and forms, but doesn't get influenced by anything. Same thing. Shanti is known by me, Ashanti is known by me, therefore I have to be someone separate from Ashanti, Shanti. That is what is a Prashanti. So when we practice Prashanti, we are reaching our divine self. Prashanti Nilayam. See? Paramatma is in the Prashanti Nilayam. See? That is why Satya Sai Baba used to call his abode as Prashanti Nilayam. People have spoken good and bad about him, but he was Prashant. He has never justified anything. You call me cheat? Yes. Because without me nothing can exist. You call me God? Yes. Because without me nothing can exist. Like the space, whether you build a temple, okay. Whether you build a commode, okay. This unopposed support to the multiplicity is Paramatma. When we thus practice this prashanti, let us not be obsessed with shanti. Let us not be obsessed against the ashanti. The world has always been like this. See, many people have got this wrong notion. Then if I go away from here, then I will be going there, and then in Himalayas, in India, I will do sadhana and realize and become a Babaji. These are all the tricks of the mind. Wherever you are, be happy. That's it. But I want to become Babaji, suffer. See, don't become anybody. Whatever you are placed by the Lord, be there. Like which plant, vegetation should grow where? Who decides? The nature decides. And nature decides it properly. See? Therefore, mango trees will not grow in Kailash. They will grow only in Andhra Pradesh. Hot people. See? The more we understand this, similarly, for our evolution, we are placed by the Lord in the right place. Hold on to that. See? So when we are studying, let us take medicine, we don't study the medicine for Christians, for Islam, for Hindus, for Jains. No, it's common. Same is the case with Vedanta. Vedanta is not addressing any religious person. Religion has nothing to do with spirituality. All the fights are only in religion, not in spirituality. See? In religion, there is no God. In philosophy, there is no wisdom. Where God and wisdom coexist, that is spirituality. See, the wisdom tells everything is God. That is spirituality. This is what Vedanta tells us. Therefore, atap param brahma sadadvitiyam vishuddha vijnana ghanam niranjanam. No impurity, no anjanam, no blemish. And prashantam adyanta vihinam akriyam. Prashantam adi anta vihinam. Without the beginning and without the end. Therefore, Upanishadic knowledge is not attributed to a person. That such and such prophet came and told, go and kill everybody. No. See, it is uncreated knowledge. Rishaya mantra dashtraraha. It is said that the rishis are the mantra dashtraraha. They are the creator of these mantras. No, they have seen what was already existing. The truth is revealed to them. And therefore they don't append their name. See? Therefore, prashantam adyanta vihinam akriyam. And then it doesn't create anything. Knowledge is the revealer, not the creator. That knowledge which leads to creating, it is ajnanam. See? Like knowledge is, if you run every day 10 kilometers, you will lose your weight. You heard it. Then now start running. Oh, I have to run also. Yes. That knowledge leads to create, to action. It is not knowledge. It is samsara. And that knowledge which doesn't lead to action. Like the background of my talk is blue. That's it. No action is required. In the same manner, Tattvamasi, you are divine. That's it. No action is required. And when we discover our divinity, we will not see undivine anywhere in this world. See, friends. So, prashantam adyanta vihinam is not created, it is eternal presence. And therefore, akriyam, there is no activity of any kind, no doership. The Nirantarananda Rasaswarupam, and it is the eternal bliss. Rasaswarupam, rasa means no cause. Like in Amras, there is no seed of mango. In the same manner, this Ananda Rasa is the causeless bliss. Swarupan, that is the essential nature. This is what the Brahman is. Ata param brahma sadadvitiyam vishuddha vijnana gharam niranjanam prashanta madhyanta vihinam akriyam nirantarananda rasaswarupam nirasta maya kruta sarva bhedam nityam sukham nishkalam aprameyam arupam avyaktam anakyam avyam jyotisvayam kinchilidam chakasti. Now you will see here, Maya Kruta Sarva Bhedam Nirasta. All the differences created on account of the imposition of the conditionings. See? The conditioning is of the father, the son is created. The conditioning of the wife, the husband is created. Nirasta, rejecting all the Bhedam, all the differences, Maya Kruta, on account of some limitations. See? Nirasta Maya Kruta Sarva Bhedam. Now what are the Bheda which are created by the Maya? There are three Bheda. One is creating the Jagat, giving importance to name and the form and objectivity. Second is the Jiva, giving importance to the body, identification, Panchakoshas, the Jiva, therefore multiplicity. So the world becomes many because of names and forms. Jiva has become many because of the Panchakoshas. And Ishvara is one because only one conditioning of Maya. See? So this Paramatma is as if divided into three. Jiva, Jagat, Ishvara. And when these three things are taken real, then the further leads to the five. So differences on account of the Jiva and the Jagat, Jiva and the Ishvara, Ishvara and the Jagat, Jagat and the Jagat, and Jiva and the Jiva. These are the five differences which are creating the samsara. So nirasta maya kruta sarva bhedam. So all the differences created on account of the maya, they are nirasta, they are completely rejected. Then nityam sukham nishkalam aprameyam. See? Nityam sukham, it is eternal bliss. See? It is not created. Normally in the world we are happy because of something. You are very happy today. Yes, today is my birthday. Happy. See? Don't celebrate your birthday and feel happy. Why? Do you know what is a birthday? Birthday is a birthday. No. See? Ayur nashyati pashyatam pratidinam yati kshayam yauvanam. See? Pratyayati punargatana divasa kalo jagat bhakshakaha. Lakshmi toya taranga bhanga chapala. See? Celebration of birthday is reduction of a day from your life. Therefore, oh God, then I should not enjoy. No. You enjoy both birthday and death day. Nirasta maya kruta sarva bhedanam. How do you celebrate the death day? Know that you never die. That's it. Death is an illusion. This is all the creation of Maya. Nityam sukham nishkalam. It is not a qualified happiness. It is unqualified bliss. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Hari Om.